enough. Together, let's fight back against cancer and restore hope. Join us at this year's Rotary Cancer Run, happening on 31st August 2025 at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. Registration is at only 30,000 Ugandan shillings and comes with a kit. Collections go towards the construction of the Rotary Cancer Treatment Center at Nsambya Hospital. Visit register.rotaryugandacancer.org and pick your kit at any Centenary Bank branch, Swico branches, Bread House branches, Capital Shopper branches, Rotary Uganda office at Nick Building, Cancer Run office on Asiimwe Road, Muyenga, and any Rotary club near you. The Rotary Cancer Run 2025. Many cancers, one race.
Yes, indeed.
Chimala fenna wamu tulwanise ekirwadde kya kookolo tukomyewo essuubi twegatteko mu misinde gya Cancer Run egy'omwaka guno ng'ennaku z'omwezi 31 ogw'omunaana 2025 awe Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. Okwewandiisa kwa mitwalo 3 gyokka nga kugirako ne kit. Ssente zonna ezinaavaamu zigenda mu kuzimba Rotary Cancer Treatment Center Nsambya Hospital. Weewandiise ku register.rotaryugandacancer.org olwo weefunira kiti yo ku Centenary Bank branch yonna, Swico branch, Bread House branch, Capital Shoppers branch, Rotary Uganda office ku Nick Building, Cancer Run office ku Asiimwe Road e Muyenga, ne Rotary Club yonna ekuliraanye. Rotary Cancer Run 2025. Many cancers, one race.
Yes, indeed. It's many cancers and one race. You're welcome. It's a beautiful morning, at least from where I am here in Uganda. It's shiny. We want to welcome you all from wherever you're joining us from. Our customers and well-wishers, as well as the public that is joining us from the diaspora, you're most welcome. It's probably a good evening, a good afternoon for you, and we're always happy to host you. My name is Micheal Bulyerali, and I'm the manager digital communication at our bank, Centenary Bank. It's definitely that time of the year when we talk matters Cancer Run, and we are excited. We're excited to to be gearing up for the run that is tagged the Run for Hope. So very much welcome. Today I have a rather very interesting lineup of speakers that will be talking to you. And in the interest of time, sorry we delayed a bit. We had a small technical issue, but it has been resolved. In the interest of time, I'm going to give them each a couple of seconds to introduce themselves, beginning with our very own representative from the bank, Emma.
Yeah, thank you very much, Micheal. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our viewers. I'm really excited to be here in discussing this very critical matter of Cancer Run. My name is Emmanuel Otuko, and I'm the Sustainability Manager here at Centenary Bank. I'm looking forward to this engagement and sharing with all of you, our viewers. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Emma, and you're most welcome. Maybe just to note for our people who are tuned in, Emma is, covering in for Allen, our Chief Manager, Corporate Affairs and Sustainability, who could not be here with us because she's not too well. Always, obviously, we normally have an expert on the subject of cancer joining us from Nsambya. And who else other than our Dr. Lois? Doctor, you want to say hello to our viewers?
Hello, viewers. Dr. Lois Asiimwe. I'm a surgical oncologist at St. Francis Hospital in Nsambya, and I'm very privileged to be here. Nsambya is so happy to partner with Rotary and Centenary Bank in making a difference, a big difference in cancer care in this country. So it's a privilege to be here. Thank you, Micheal.
Absolutely. Always good to host you, Doctor. Yes, and obviously, on the other hand, we also have our, partners for the past 13 years and counting from Rotary. And each year we do have someone chairing that committee to organize the run, to ensure that the run is really takes place in meets your expectations, maybe, to just put it that way. And this time we're happy to have a lady chairing that committee. And I'm going to also welcome our one and only Rita Balaka to say hello and a good morning to our viewers before we can then dive into it. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Michael. Good morning, our viewers, our listeners. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're dialing from. It's a pleasure to be here and to speak about something that's so passionate to us as Rotarians, but also as Ugandans. So I look forward to good deliberations this morning, engaging with the different other speakers. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're welcome, Chair, and welcome, Emma. Welcome, Dr. Lois. Now, our bank, and I'll start with Emma, my colleague at Centenary Bank. Our bank has been part of this noble cause for quite a while now, and to be specific, for the last 13 years and counting. Someone might be wondering why the commitment, why the endurance, why the journeying with the Uganda Rotary cancer program. What really, from where you sit, how can you explain it to that customer, that well-wisher, that partner who is wondering why Centenary Bank been part of this noble cause for all these years, Emma, to start us off?
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael, for that question. Yes, as a bank, we've had such a good relationship with, to start off with, Rotary International here in Uganda for the last 13 to 14 years. And in those 13 years, we've been supporting this cancer run program. First of all, as a bank that serves the real economy, that serves people would like to call the people in the last mile. We saw Rotary as partners who come together for a noble cause, who we have shared value with. So as a bank, it was never difficult. And I can recall we were the very, very first platinum sponsors of the cancer run. And we've continued to do that for the last 13 years. For us as a bank, we acknowledge that to have a sustainable bank, a resilient bank, we need customers who are well. We need, in terms of health, I know there's that common saying that health is wealth. So you need
Absolutely.
a citizenry that is, in terms of well-being, is okay. And so it's important to us to partner to be able to improve the health of this country. And I mean, if you looked around, everyone, wherever you are, you might know of someone who has been affected by cancer. You might know, it might not be someone really close to you, a relative, but might be a friend. So it's such a noble cause. And you've had all these stories of people having to move to Nairobi, to India, to Europe to look for treatment. And so when the Cancer Run program started to establish this facility at Nsambya Hospital, we saw it as a very good noble cause that we could identify with, and we continue to support this, and we continue to work with Rotary in different projects in health, in education, in environmental preservation, and we feel this is something that we need to do to empower our communities to then become more productive, but also sustain the bank going forward. So for us, we are always very happy to work with Rotary in pushing these kind of initiatives, because for us there are people who are wishing Ugandans good, wishing Ugandans to be well and healthy, and also generally contributing to sustainable development of this country. So
Yes.
basically, that's what I can say to our viewers, Michael. So it's for us, it's always very exciting as a bank to partner with Rotary, and I see this partnership growing bigger and bigger for many more years to come. Yeah,
Absolutely. Well said, Emma. It was just lovely listening to how, the bank has journeyed and with the cancer program in Uganda, but also the fact that it ties into our DNA. I think it's really that's a big box to tick. So thank you so much, Emma, for that. background and preamble. Now, I want to bring in Dr. Lois a little bit because I think it would only be fair for us to continue this conversation after giving a little bit of hope or some hope to the cancer patients, but also the caregivers and those who are enthused about cancer. Now, doctor, from your field, from where you sit, what are some of the advances, say, in cancer treatment or cancer management, the latest advances that give hope to one, the medical practitioners, but also the groups that I've touched on? Dr. Lois?
Yes, thank you, Michael, for that question. There have been so many advances actually when it comes to cancer treatment, and as the oncology, professionals, we are very encouraged by the progress. There's been so many new drugs that have changed the way that treatment goes. These drugs are more effective. I'm talking about both chemotherapy drugs and also immunotherapy. Immunotherapy is a type of treatment where we empower your own immune system to be able to fight the cancer. Most of the time, our bodies don't recognize the cancer cells as foreign, and that's one of the major problems. But with immunotherapy, your body is able to recognize that these cells are abnormal and kill them off. And the best part about that is there's minimal effect to your own body, so you don't have as much side effects and as much, negative consequences as you do with other traditional therapies. So that has changed the landscape of cancer management. We're moving also more into genetic profiling, knowing the specific genes that are causing the cancer and targeting them to bring about a big change. But there've also been changes in many other fields, new novel surgeries that are more about rehabilitation than disfigurement and, cause less negative consequences. Even in radiotherapy, enabling us to target the disease itself and not
Right.
harm the body as we treat. So all this is making us very optimistic that a time is coming when a patient will be able to go through treatment without it causing more suffering and pain to them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So also about prevention and, screening, there have also been so many advances in that, better methods of detecting cancer early, which give us a better chance of fighting the disease. So
Absolutely.
there's a lot of hope for better to come.
Yeah, actually, it's more than hope. Going by some of the pointers you put across, and I must admit, I personally didn't have an idea of some of those advances that you mentioned. But it's good. I mean, it's always good to have conversations like this one, because then we not only raise hope, but we share the much needed information that in one or the other, people out there, even our customers who are not in the urban centers, can be able to access, and then not only become hopeful, but also get the right treatment that is needed. Thank you so much, doctor, and I'll get back to you a little later. I wanted to bring in our chair for this year's cancer run, Rotarian Rita, and we know that we've really moved. I mean, we've talked of 13 years and counting. And if you're to look at the objective for which the run was set up, obviously therein you find that there are some additions that have been made. How has this run evolved? If you're to, explain it to someone who is just hearing about the cancer run in year 14, as you know, we're getting ready to run next weekend on Sunday. Rita?
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Dr. Lois, and also our Centenary Bank. Yes, because when we look at the cancer run and where we're coming from, this run started in 2012. And when we started in 2012, it was just out of a dream that one of our senior Rotarians had, whereby they realized that people were dying of cancer due to lack of awareness and also due to lack of enough facilities in the country. Even if you had the funds, you are not able to get treatment. And if you have to travel abroad, of course, it's a bit far. So that's how it all started, of a breakfast, and a few friends came together, raised some money. The first run raised about 60 million shillings. It was done out of game in the parking lot, and it was a small run. And since then, we have evolved into bigger runs, where now we are in Kololo, in major cities in the country and globally as well. And from the tune of 60 million, we're now talking in terms of billions of shillings. 2 billion shillings net of last year's run is an example of from 60 million to 2 billion. But over the time, when the run first started, the first 1.5 billion that was raised was because of the urgency and the need to start the treatments. We put up a smaller center as well in Nsambya right now, and it's a 36-bed treatment center. I think has treated over 4,000 cancer patients, and it's on chemotherapy and also palliative care. So it's and then post that, we went to Mengo because cancer patients need blood, gave 200 million to the Mengo Blood Bank. It's also existing. So these are the things that have been happening all along, but it was still not enough. So as Rotarians and always trying to improve our communities, we embarked on a more aggressive structure. And that is what we are working on right now. This is the state-of-the-art radiotherapy treatment center, still in Nsambya Hospital. So we are grateful to Nsambya Hospital to giving us that land where we are putting up all these structures. And this is going to host 2 linear accelerator machines, which sit in 2 bunkers. I think in the first part you used to hear people talking about we are building bunkers and bunkers. These bunkers is where the machines sit and where the treatment is done from. They're really bunkers because of the way the nature of how they are structured. This is radiotherapy, so it actually has a side effects as well. So when it is built, there are a lot of approvals that we need to get right from the atomic energy committees, the army and all that, because you cannot afford any leakages. And so far, we have been able to build the bunkers, the best where the machines will sit. And if you saw even the advert that starts, the overview picture shows you kind of like a roof, but that is actually the best of where the machines are going to be sitting. And now we are embarking on the superstructure. And again, over the 13 years, we have managed to raise 8.6 billion shillings, which includes the 1.5 in the 36 bed, the 200 million, and last year, the 2 billion. But these bankers on their own, where we're sitting right now, have taken up almost 4 billion shillings, 4 billion shillings plus. So that gives you kind of a nutshell in terms of how the magnitude of this whole structure. The structure itself is expected to cost us 13.9 billion shillings, just the structure, without the machines. The machines on their own need about $4 million to bring into place. But we are not giving up. We are going to keep running. And our dream is that in 2027, we hand over this structure to the Dr. Asiimwe, and we start treating people in this country so that people do not have to go through the burden, the costs of taking people outside for treatment.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Chair. You could not have said it any better than that. Thank you so much. It really paints a picture of how we've journeyed for the last 13 years, and the things together we've been able to to achieve. And obviously that also points to the fact that we've gotten a lot of support from the public, the public, our customers, as well as the corporate institutions that have together made it possible for us to achieve some of the milestones that you've mentioned there. I'll come back to you, Chair, in a short while. I just wanted to send some shout outs to a few people who are joining in live. There's Edgar, you're saying wow, thank you so much for joining us. Cherisha Eva Nambozo, you're saying you're here, you're following the Cancer Prayer Warrior. You can't wait for Sunday as well. You got your kit already. Thank you so much. Make sure you come around and say hello. We normally have a hospitality tent at Centenary Bank. Make sure you come around and say hello. I also want to send shout outs to Beno team. Thank you so much for plugging in. There's Marianita Also, you're saying it's nice being here. You're plugging in from LinkedIn as well. Thank you so much. We welcome you. Please send in some of your questions and we'll be able to answer them. Asiimwe Ronald, you're also following us from LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Big up Centenary Bank and Rotary family. Namogere Fiona, thank you so much and you're welcome. And then lastly, we have Josephine. Thank you so much for plugging in as well. I know there are people plugged in across the world. As the chair mentioned there, this run has become quite big. The fact that we have centers outside Africa as well, the likes of Moscow, the likes of Berlin, are also running, will be running, and have been running. Will be joined by Ugandans there, as well as the well-wishers, Rotarians all over the country. So it's the run has really become big. Emma, I just want to come back to you a little bit to just help us again paint a picture from the Centenary Bank's point of view. How has the support that the bank has provided to this run over the years, how has it influenced or impacted the reach and effectiveness of this run, Emma?
Yeah, thank you, Michael, for that question. Yeah, certainly, as a bank, and first of all, thanks to Rita and Dr. Asiimwe for their deliberations. I can see that dream, and we are going to work together to achieve that 2027 dream of handing over the bankers. We are glued on it, and we will definitely achieve it. As a bank, first, we believe that our continued and consistent support towards the cancer program has given it, it has made it grow in terms of scale, but also given it visibility and generally improved the impact, enhanced the impact of this cancer run program. As Rita put it, something that started as small as the 60 million shillings, now we are talking about billions. It shows how over time, if you work consistently with commitment, something can grow from very small to something very big, and not just in form of logistics and financial backing, but also mobilizing. As a bank, we are proud of being the bank with the biggest, which is the biggest in terms of outreach. We have so many branches, over 8,000 agents. We now have 83 branches, and all these branches are actively participating in mobilization of people to participate in this cancer run program. So we have contributed to scaling the program from just an event that was happening in Kampala to all over the country. And now we are speaking about all over the world now.
Yes.
So using our outreach, our numbers, the communities that we are able to influence, our customers, we've managed to move this message to thousands and thousands of people out there. And we've supported, just to paint for you a picture, we've supported several, as a bank over the last 13 years, we've contributed over 3 billion to the cancer run program alone. And then there are several other programs which we work with Rotary in the build up to the cancer run, like the medical camps. This year alone, we've participated in about 46 medical camps. All those help to increase awareness, but also to get people to appreciate the program, to participate in the program. We've also participated in the blood bank, the Mango Blood Bank. We've contributed over 200 million shillings in the last 13 years. We've contributed to malaria-free days and several other things that we do together with Rotary. So this consistent commitment and contribution to the program for us, we believe, has given it more visibility, more impact, reached more people, but also reached down into the grassroots, so the people who are really, really affected by cancer. So certainly the bank's participation has helped the program grow bigger and bigger.
Thank you so much, Emma. Thank you so much, Emma, for those highlights, because it just shows impact, just shows growth. I like the fact that you talked about doing something consistently, and then the results, the outcomes will start to be realized. Thank you so much for that. Dr. Lewis, before we get carried away, I know the conversation is getting a bit interesting. we need to put a marker somewhere, because there's always been some misconceptions around cancer. You know, what are those from your experience, from engaging with different people at the hospital and maybe in your community? What are some of those misconceptions that you've seen, you've experienced around this subject of cancer, doctor?
Okay, thank you, Michael. So there are many misconceptions. We don't have enough time, even if you had a whole day, to go through them, because very little is known by the general public about cancer. But I would say maybe the biggest and maybe the most harmful one is that once you're diagnosed with cancer, that's the end. There is no hope. There is no, you can't be cured, you can't be treated, just, close up shop and say your goodbyes. I think
Oh,
that's a
wow.
very, very harmful misconception, because what does it mean? It means that you give up even before you start fighting. And how can you win a battle if you believe that there is no hope and you completely never win?
Sure.
So it's such a harmful belief, because it affects the patient right from screening. When you get a worrying symptom, you're not even thinking about going to the hospital, because you're like, let me delay the inevitable as much as possible. When we invite you for screening, you say, I don't want to know,
I'm finished. I'm done.
yes, I'm finished. When we propose a treatment, you say, doctors just want money. There is no hope for me. I'll never, get over this. So it's such a terrible misconception, and we really want to spread the message that it is not true. Every cancer is different, every stage is different, and there is hope for treatment. And even in cases of terminal disease, there is hope for symptom control. So I think that would be the most harmful myth.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And doctor, I like the way you simplify it. I think there's that famous, that common line of, cancer is not a life sentence in itself. So that mindset, doctor, we need to change it. That misconception that, it's done and dusted the moment you get cancer. We have
Yeah.
so many survivors, and in fact,
Yes.
we've featured some of them on our YouTube channel, from Nsambya, from other centers, doctor. And I'll come back to you a little later regarding, some of, if someone was diagnosed with cancer, even before that, what they need to do in order to give themselves better chances of survival. I'll just get back to you on that a little later, doctor. Otherwise, thank you so much for speaking hope to us. I want to bring back our chair for the cancer run this year. And, we've had that conversation. We've talked about numbers of participants increasing and whatnot. But beyond those numbers, Rita, Rotary and Rita, how do we measure success for this cancer run, or the cancer, awareness initiative, beyond those numbers, the 60,000 and more who are participating every year?
Thank you, Michael. And just again to say, it was very beautiful listening to Dr. Lois as she spoke about the awareness, because that's been our biggest campaign this year. Every year, we do have a theme for the runs, and our theme this year has been, of course, about many cancers, one race, include with awareness to personal action. That's why you had the many medical camps that we have done across the country, just to spread that message of awareness. So to us, success beyond the numbers is going beyond the theme. Yes, we do want to put up this center, but we don't want the center to again be crowded, because right now the prevalence rate in Uganda for cancer cases is increasing. And yet, like Dr. Lois said, people feel it's a death sentence. So when we wanted to build this center, wanted to look at more about prevention and also early detection, which is the best way to handle cancer from looking at what our specialists have told us. But at the end of the day, also, success to us looks like having a tangible product that you can look at. Look at the 36-bed cancer center. You can see it. It is something that's come out of what you have done. Look at the blood bank in Mengo. It is there. Look at the structure we are trying to build. We are proud that we can actually put it there. It's not just about only the money, but what we're doing is visible. It can be felt. The impact is there. This year, we have traveled across the country. We've done actually, right now, we are at over 50 medical camps, looking at the run rate. Our target was to do 70 medical camps this year. We have also had monthly themes of different cancers, like it's because most people think it's the usual breast cancer, prostate cancer, cervical cancer. But talking to our specialists and our oncologists, it's so many cancers, including children getting cancer from malaria, something I have found out this year by getting exposed to this information. So if we create the awareness, if we can encourage people, demystify that fear and get people to screen, live well, to us, that is actually what we see as success, so that the center will be there, but it doesn't have to be filled with sick people who actually don't have to get sick. If they are aware and they can prevent, or if they find out early, then the treatment is cheaper than when you find out in the late stages. And people should not fear it. It's just like any other disease, but some people think it's witchcraft, others think it's all sorts of things. So our success beyond the numbers is creating awareness, getting people to change their attitude towards cancer, so that we are able to create a society that is enlightened and that understands what it is about cancer.
Thank you so much. There you go. Beyond the numbers, I like the picture that you've painted. Actually, I got a very
you
similar
put on your
question.
kit. Good.
Oh yes, I had to. I had to. When I saw you looking very great in that kit, I realized there was something missing on my end, so I had to. Yeah, and thank you so much, Rotarian Rita, for painting that picture, because I got a similar question last night on Twitter. Someone was asking, beyond the run, beyond the numbers, participants, what else is going on? How are we measuring success? And I was able to let them know, and they were actually wow. Thank you so much for those insights. And before we continue, I just want again to pick out one or two comments. There's people who are following us online very closely. We have some new faces here. There's Segawa Dennis. You have a question there, and we're going to answer it in just a bit. We'll have a Q&A session just before we close. But thank you so much for plugging in. We have Fadira. It's me, Fadira, from Najembe Developers, Microfinance Limited, Busega. Thank you so much. Regards to all our customers and well wishers from Busega and the surrounding areas. Senyonga Dennis, you're saying you do love Centenary Bank, and we certainly love you back. Thank you so much for, those warm regards. Yes, thank you, Rita, for painting that picture. I want to come back to my colleague Emma at the bank. Someone might be wondering. Yes, we talked about our journey with the Uganda Rotary Cancer Program. But as an organization, we can't just be part of this initiative. How does it really tie into our values? For those who are really keen to understand from a strategic point of view, how does the cancer run tie into Centenary Bank's values as an institution?
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael. As a bank, or as a brand, Centenary Bank that we are, we've been known as a bank that pushes financial inclusion, and that's what our brand stands for. We stand for financial inclusion, we stand for empowerment, we stand for transformation, and these are the kind of principles that guide every cause that we want to support as a bank. So certainly, the Cancer Run program comes off to us as an inclusion program, a program that is coming to create awareness, but also helping people that you would say underprivileged access certain services that they would otherwise not access in the current situation. So it's exactly why it is so easy for us to partner with Rotary in this kind of initiative, because one, it creates the inclusion, but also for us, cancer awareness is not, it's not just a health issue. It's also a social issue. It's an economic issue. We feel that we believe that as families, livelihoods, we need to be more empowered, healthy, and have good sort of well-being to be able to be productive, to be able to then work and support our families and all these kind of things. And you can't do that if you don't find people who share the same sort of purpose with you, and that's why we really partner with Rotary. Just to give some kind of background, as a bank, every year we do put aside 2% of our profit after tax to what we call corporate social investment. And one of the issues we have really focused on is health, which takes 30% of that budget.
Yes.
So just to paint for you a picture why health is such an important issue for us as a bank. There are several other things that we focus on in terms of inclusion, really, and building resilience in communities. Things like environment, education, but health comes at the top. And if you can see, most of the big projects that we have invested in with Rotary are basically in health, because we strongly believe that if we are healthy, if our customers are healthy, then we'll have a bank that will stand the test of time and that will be here today and tomorrow. And over time, we've learned really as a bank that banking is not just about providing financial services, giving loans here and there, receiving deposits, all this kind of thing. But banking now is beyond that. It's about creating impact in society. It's about how do we build resilience of our communities to go beyond some of these crises that we're seeing in the world today. Climate change, now the health issue, cancer. Cancer, as I think Dr. put it earlier, is not a death sentence. It is something that our mind needs to change. That it's something that can be treated if we have the right facilities in place. And I mean, if we work with Rotary and deliver that dream of 2027, we certainly will be able to kick cancer out of this country. So for us, it's as a brand that is driving inclusion. This is certainly a program that we want to support up to its fruition.
Absolutely.
Back to you.
Thank you so much, my brother Emma. What I hear from your submission is that it's not by accident that we've journeyed with the program for all these years, and our contributions and commitment just keeps getting bigger each year, because obviously the need, the magnitude of the need also grows every year. Thank you so much for that. Doctor, I want to plug you back in, and you talked of the misconception, which really builds nicely into my next question. How significant, doctor, is early detection of cancer in terms of improving the chances of survival for a patient? And whilst you're responding to that, you can also speak into the importance of community awareness in terms of driving cancer prevention, as well as treatment. Doctor?
Thank you so much, Michael. It's so exciting to hear Emma talk, because as a client of Centenary, it's nice to know that my bank has their priorities right. When you talk about early detection, I'm very excited, even when Rita mentioned that, awareness. because cancer awareness, spreading the message about cancer is one of the things I'm very passionate about. And like I said, it makes such a big difference, the attitude that the community has towards early detection. So early detection is, or screening is where we go to the people who feel perfectly well. They are not sick. They don't have any symptoms, and we screen them for cancer. So what does that mean? That means that we are able to have a talk with them about cancer. We're able to
Right.
identify what are your personal risk factors. So
Right.
you as Lois, do you have a genetic risk for any cancer? Is there
Mm-hmm.
anything that you've been exposed to that is putting you at risk for a cancer? Is there anything that you're currently doing that is bringing you closer to a cancer diagnosis? And sometimes, because there are so many misconceptions, when you have a screening encounter with a health professional, then you're able to get the very best advice that is personalized to you. That's the first thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Then the second thing is, when we screen, we are not just looking for cancer, we are also looking for what we call precancerous lesions. So what is this? This is a stage just before your body fully develops cancer, where you get a condition which will eventually become cancer. So the advantage of screening is we're able to see these conditions and remove them. For
Mm.
example, for colon cancer, it takes about 10 years for colon cancer to develop. So
Yeah.
before that, you have a small growth called a polyp, or like a small swelling, that will
Mm.
eventually become colon cancer.
Yeah.
Now, when we screen for that colon cancer, this is a cancer of the large bowel, the large intestine, we are able to remove those small swellings before they become cancerous. So that helps
Right.
even in prevention.
Right.
In addition to that, if we do check and find that it's already cancer by that time, then
Mm.
most times it is an early stage, because this is before you even get symptoms. And when we diagnose you at an early stage, your chances of survival, your chances of recovery are much higher. So this may be,
Absolutely.
because we have stages right from stage 0 to maybe stage 4 for most of the cancers. So if at stage 0, survival may be 95%, while at stage 4, it may drop to something like 10 or 15%, depending on the different cancers. So your chances of beating the disease are also better with a stage. I know there are some people who are still like, no, I'm not convinced. Okay, let me give you a few more reasons. There
Yeah.
is something called chemotherapy that people hate, okay? They dread it. It has so many side effects, and I understand. I really understand why. But depending on, cancer treatment depends on the stage. So in earlier stages, the type of treatment you get and the complexity of that treatment is usually simpler treatment. It's usually treatment that's not going to cause as many side effects. So there are
Right.
cancers where at stage 0, we don't give chemotherapy, or stage 1, we don't give chemotherapy. But if
Mm.
you let that cancer progress to stage
Yeah.
3 or stage 4, then you're guaranteed that you're going to get the most complicated treatment with the worst side effects, and
Yes.
yet your outcome will still be less. So,
Right.
all these things make you realize that it's actually better to find out early, to screen early. The disfigurement, say for example, breast cancer, I see very many breast cancer patients. When we discover it earlier, we're able to save your breast. But if it's
Yes.
advanced, many times we have no choice but to remove a lady's breast, which is really a very heartbreaking experience to go through. But if nothing I have said has convinced you, there is a financial burden that comes with late or advanced cancers. The more advanced, the more treatments you're going to require. And there's definitely that comes with an added cost. And
Yes.
unfortunately, even when you spend all that money, you still won't get as good outcomes as you would if it's detected early.
Early, yeah.
So, all these things really make you realize that the early detection is the key. It's the key in beating in this cancer fight. And so
Yes.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Please have an encounter with your doctor about this. Ask about what cancers you're at risk for. Have a screening, have some cancer screening done. At Nsambya, this is one of our core values. This is one of the main things that we do at the Cancer Center. So if you're not sure, if you're wondering, should I do this? How do I do this? Just come
Yeah.
over to the Cancer Center. You can make an appointment or you can just walk in and we will take care of you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Doctor. I just enjoy the simplicity with which you talk about cancer, because it's supposed to be understood that way. It's you make it very simple for even the lay people, to understand. And you can't overemphasize the importance of early detection. I think you've really painted a picture for us and the viewers today that once this cancer is detected early, then you're almost guaranteed chances to, you have almost 100% chances to survive it. So thank you so much, Doctor. And we want to also appreciate the good work that you continue doing with, Nsambya Hospital, you and your other colleagues. We appreciate that a lot. Chair Rotarian Rita, I just want to come back to you a little bit. And there's a theme that we are running with for this year, which is many cancers but just one run. Maybe in 1 or 2 minutes, could you kindly paint give some background on why that theme and what it means to an ordinary person like myself, who is thinking, okay, many cancers, one run. Chair?
Thank you very much, Michael. I think by the time you finish this one, we'll not all be lay people. We'll be just as good as how most of us have become. When we started this run, one of the things that I looked at, and I told you every year we do have a theme. The chairperson actually sits with a team, and we come up with a theme. Because our run this year is on awareness. That's the pillar we're driving and we're riding on, to create awareness across the communities, locally, globally, so that people are aware of cancers. When we did our research and spoke to the oncologists like Dr. Lois, like some of the medical people that are on our team, we do have a medical team. One of the things we found out is that there is still a lot of lack of awareness in terms of the different kinds of cancers. And so that creates people to not be able to be suspicious of certain things, because it's very good to be suspicious of any changes in your body, even if it's a skin patch, even if it is breathing problems, if it is urinary issues. You need to be conscious of any change in your body, because you don't know whether it's cancerous or not. Because Dr. Lois has told us, and this is what we have found, cancer does not pain before it is in the late stages. So the earlier you detect, the better. So we did come up with a slogan that says, many cancers, one race. Our kit is also a representation of that. You see the multiple colors. Cancer have different colors that represent different cancers. And so each of those colors speaks to one of them. There are as many as the colors of the rainbow. There are so many different kinds of cancers. And all of them, we're just doing one race to tackle all those different cancers. You don't need to do more than one race. If we are able to succeed on this race to build the cancer, we'll be able to tackle the many various types of cancers across the world. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rotary and Rita. Thank you so much for that background. And before I probably leave you, just something small. There's that person who is saying, okay, I'm not able to part with the 30,000 to register for a kit. My money is too small, so I want take part. What would you tell that kind of person who is hesitant to, to do something as small as it might be? Chair.
It's our yeah. Thank you, Michael. We have got two ways of fundraising for this project. One, of course, is the registration where we're buying the cancer kits, like Michael is wearing, and that enables you to register for the run and run in the different centers where we'll be running, including Kololo as our major run. But we have also got a fundraising whereby any amount counts, even if it's 5,000 shillings, 1,000 shillings, 10 million shillings. It's even in foreign currency because this app is, and you can donate on the link. You can also use, we have created merchant codes in both Airtel and MTN, so that it simplifies the method. And for this, we're driving what we are calling the $1 million drive, because I told you when I started that we need about $4 million to buy those machines. So while we are running to put up the superstructure, we don't want to finish the superstructure and we cannot put the equipment in. So we realized that we need to run this side by side. So even if you're not able to run, every contribution matters. And this is cumulative. And when you put in the beauty about it, you'll actually saw the build-up of your money, because the link shows you how much is already in. When you put in your 10,000, your 5,000, you get it. And the beauty about that, I've got souvenirs like this T-shirt, which I'm wearing. If you donate a minimum of 100,000 shillings, I'll send you a souvenir just to say thank you for joining the cause. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Chair. I appreciate that message. Doctor, as we wind up, because we've really, utilized our time, as we wind up, is there, from your experience, is there a particular patient story that you might want to highlight without really giving a lot of details, that highlights resilience, for just the viewers to pick a leaf or a tree, as they say these days, as we wrap up?
Thank you, Michael. There are so many patient stories that I could pick from. I've seen so many people battle this disease with courage, with humility, with so much resilience, and overcome great odds. I've seen patients beat the disease and go back to their normal life. But of course, this August, what's on my mind and what's on my heart is my sister-in-law, Carol Ochama. She passed on 1 year ago. She was a Rotarian and very involved in the cancer run and all Rotary activities, the runs, the camps. We didn't know that she would one day need cancer treatment. And so she was diagnosed advanced stage, and she fought so bravely. She fought so courageously. She received the best care thanks to all the efforts from Rotary and Centenary. You have no idea the impact that you are making in somebody's life. And it was good to see her receive treatment at a facility that she had helped to put up. So none of us know how this journey will go. We don't know how whether we will need treatment or not. Carol fought bravely. She had managed to have some more time with us. She managed to see her son graduate from university. And finally, when she passed with so much love and so much care around her.
Wow.
I'll always be grateful to my colleagues at the Cancer Center for, that picture of her being surrounded by love. They were playing her favorite songs, holding her as she passed on. That was beautiful. As much as it was tragic to lose her, but at least she got treatment in a human way. She in a dignified way, And I know that if Carol was here today, she would be running. I know that. And she would be still fighting for better care. There are cancers today that we think are incurable, that were incurable a few years ago and are not anymore. So
Yes.
let's all come together and make an effort, because it really makes a huge difference in everybody's lives. This is for us. Let's all come together and solve this huge challenge that we are facing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing that personal story. And we'll continue praying to God that Carol's soul really rests in peace. Yes, thank you so much. As we wind up, I'm going to come back to Rotarian Rita. And before you give us your parting shots, maybe just speak to the viewers about how does one register, where do they pick up their kit. You already talked about the donation bit, so we won't really go into that, but speak to the viewers about those two, and then you can give us your parting shots. I'll then come to Emma, and we'll close with our Dr. Lois. Rita, please unmute. You're muted. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Michael, and for giving us this opportunity to partner with us. I mean, you've been with us throughout the journey, and so we can't really thank you enough. Other partners that have also been with us, Next Media, Parliament of Uganda, and Crystal Water as our key partners that we've been running this whole journey with. But to register for a kit, you can register online. You can also go to any Centenary Bank branch countrywide. You can go to Swico branches, Capital Shoppers, and get your kit. If you have the online system, you'll get a receipt sent back to you that you can then also take to any Centenary Bank outlet. But you can also go to our offices at NIC building, the Rotary offices, or our Cancer Run offices on Zima Road in Muyenga. And beyond that, I would like to. I've talked about the donation arm already. We are still collecting cash on that front to use to buy them the equipment. But our aim this year is to raise 4 billion shillings, because last year we did not build because we had we didn't have enough money. And I've told you we build 24/7 for radiotherapy. We have no room for leakages, no chance for errors. So we kept that money again with Centenary Bank. And we are going to add on whatever we raise this year. We'll add on. The structure right now requires at least more than 4 billion shillings to build the superstructure, after which I'll then go into the fittings and the furnishings. But so what I want to encourage people is to register. Every shilling counts. This is for us. Dr. Lois has also said, this is for us as Ugandans. And we should be proud that we've been able to come this far. Let us continue with the drive. In Kololo, we expect to see you on 31st. It's going to be a mega day, family union. It's a fun day. But while we're having fun raising funds for a good cause. You've heard about Carol. Carol was in my Rotary Club, so we really do miss her. And it was a sad time to let her go, because we drove this journey with her. So we all have a relationship in terms of what it means to treat a loved one to the end, especially with late diagnosis. So my appeal, take advantage of the screening. The earlier you do it, the better. Don't fear it. Every single year, and don't do it once. I mean, some people do it once and say, fine, I'm cured. No, continue to do it every year. Continue to join the cause, encourage friends, encourage relatives to all do the screening and go for treatment if you do find that you are sick. But I want to thank Centenary Bank once again for your support, your contribution. Moving with us on this journey has been a good journey, and I think we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel where we are right now. And also our other partners as well. It's really been good working with them. It's been a long year, and I can assure you by the time you get to 31st, to the end of August, you have learned a lot and you cannot be the same. I can tell you I've really, really benefited from being chair of this program. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much, Rotary and Caro, our chair, for the run this year. And you are good partners. That is one of the other reasons maybe Emma didn't say, but it's one of the other reasons we've stuck with you for all these years. Thank you so much for those parting shots. Emma, before I come to you to share your parting shots, I just wanted to recognize one or two people who have joined us. There's Immaculate Gonza. Thank you so much for plugging in from LinkedIn. Greenville Agriculture Engineering Solutions Africa Limited, you're thanking the bank for giving out free seedlings. And if possible, you'd like to partner with us in agriculture and also provide high standard seedlings. Thank you so much, Greenville Agriculture Engineering Solutions. We appreciate that. I think we can take this offline and explore the opportunities. Isled Uganda, you're thanking the doctor. That's for you, Dr. Louis. Thank you so much for the information and the knowledge that you shared today. Then lastly, we have Franco Semulema. Thank you so much for plugging in via Facebook. I don't quite see any questions that require our responses, apart from appreciations really from all those who have plugged in and more. Thank you so much. Colleagues, members, friends, the run is this Sunday, rather next weekend on Sunday, 31st, and the main event takes place at Kololo. But like the chair said, we have over 50 other centers countrywide, and that is just only for Uganda here. We also have centers in East Africa. Our colleagues in Kigali, our colleagues in Nairobi will also be running, Tanzania as well. And then far beyond Africa, there's people in Moscow, there's people in Berlin, there's people in US who are going to be running. So it is a fight for everyone. Every small contribution, every small voice really counts. Emma, I want to give you a minute as well to share your parting shots before we close it. It should only be fair, I think, to close it off with Dr. Louis, given that her submission has been very impactful. Emma?
All right. Thank you, Michael. Of course, Rotary have been very good partners. I didn't forget that, Michael. We've worked very, very well with Rotary. But in the form of parting shots, what I would like to say is that the fight against cancer is not a one-day event. It's not going to just end today or tomorrow. It has to be a continuous commitment. You have to continue working with different partners, having as many people on board as we possibly can. People who to support this whole movement towards fighting cancer. As a bank, we will continue to deepen our role in the fight against cancer through creating awareness, doing these year-round awareness campaigns, but also will increase participate in screening programs, especially in rural areas, but also participate in all these different medical camps that we've been doing with Rotary, but also platforms like these ones that this program. And I thank you, Michael, for organizing this. It helps us to sort of educate, mobilize the community to take care of themselves. And the message I would like to leave with people is that what is important here is early screening, early detection. If you are able to detect the cancer quite early, then you have higher chances of surviving the cancer and treating it fully, other than what has happened many times, people finding it at maybe very later stage when it is probably hard to reverse. Other than that, from the bank side, I totally encourage and call upon everyone to come. If you are able-bodied, you should come participate in the run that's happening next week on 31st of August. Please go to our branches. Rita has already spoken about this. If you want to buy yourself a kit, all our branches are selling these kits. So please come join the race. There are many cancers, but one race, and we should be able to kick cancer out of this country. Thank you very much, Michael, and everyone who was on this call.
Absolutely. It's been good hosting you, Emma. Thank you so much for those insights. And Doctor, want to close with you. Always good engaging with you. Please share one or two thoughts before we wind up.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael, for inviting us for this. Thank you so much to Centenary Bank, Emma is representing. You have been our partner throughout this journey. Even at the unit, we have a Centenary Bank sign, and so people keep coming to withdraw money. You have been with us through all this, and we don't take it for granted. Rotary, we are so grateful to have partners, people with great minds, because when we are together,
Absolutely.
we achieve more. So as Nsambya, we're so looking forward to the cancer run. We are looking forward to that day when the radiotherapy unit is complete and we can start providing that service for our patients.
Right.
We are here for you. I just want to say to everybody who's watching, who's listening, we are here for you. Please come to the Cancer Center. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how we can prevent you from getting sick. Let's see how we
Yes.
can screen. Let's see how we can support you. If you already have cancer, come. We are committed to providing holistic and compassionate care. And
Absolutely.
we are your partners in this. So please don't fight alone. Don't struggle alone. We are here for you. If you would
Yes.
like to have, a talk about cancer, we are here for you. We are ready and committed to do this thing together. So otherwise, we look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday. And yeah, we look forward to achieving so much more and changing the story and the narrative of cancer in Uganda. Thank you very
Great, great,
much.
great. Thank you so much, Dr. Lois Asiimwe there, representing our partners from Zambia. Always happy to host you, and thank you so much for selflessly sharing this much needed information. We can't wait for another session to host you to again talk to us. Otherwise, to our viewers from here in Uganda, back home, and outside Uganda, East Africa, Africa, and the other continents, thank you so much for taking time off to join in this noble call. We are inviting you to take part in the run, just like my colleagues have put it. If you cannot run, you can still make a contribution. However small it is, it can change a life. So thank you so much. As we leave, I'll request our producer Solomon to leave you with a small video that we started with. Then we'll officially close the session. Thank you so much. My name is Michael, and I look forward to seeing you at the run in Kololo. Bye-bye.
Chimala ffenna wamu tulwanise ekirwadde kya kookolo tukomyewo essuubi twegatteko mu misinde gya cancer run egy'omwaka guno ng'ennaku z'omwezi 31 ogw'omunaana 2025 awe Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. Okwewandiisa kwa mitwalo 3 gyokka nga kugirako ne kit. Ssente zonna ezinaavaamu zigenda mu kuzimba Rotary Cancer Treatment Center Nsambya Hospital. Weewandiise ku register.rotaryugandacancer.org olwo weefunira kiti yo ku Centenary Bank branch yonna, Swico branch, Bread House branch, Capital Shoppers branch, Rotary Uganda office ku Nick Building, Cancer Run office ku Zimwe Road e Muyenga, ne Rotary Club yonna ekuliraanye. Rotary Cancer Run 2025. Many cancers, one race. Enough is enough. Together, let's fight back against cancer and restore hope. Join us at this year's Rotary Cancer Run, happening on 31st August 2025 at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. Registration is at only 30,000 Ugandan shillings and comes with a kit. Collections go towards the construction of the Rotary Cancer Treatment Center at Nsambya Hospital. Visit register.rotaryugandacancer.org and pick your kit at any Centenary Bank branch, Swico branches, Bread House branches, Capital Shopper branches, Rotary Uganda office at Nick Building, Cancer Run office on Zimwe Road, Muyenga, and any Rotary Club near you. The Rotary Cancer Run 2025. Many cancers, one race.